And the battle continues with Game 2 from this best out of 3 series. Another battle between a North American and an European player, with the North American player spawning here on this 3 o'clock position. It's the blue Zerg FXOSheth, very well known in the community, especially since he has been getting his stream popular, and a well-deserved popularity, I would say. He's a really nice guy and quite a solid player, doing quite well on the NA servers as well, so hopefully you're gonna hear more of him in the future. Keep in mind that this guy is an old Brood War veteran. Back in those days he would play with the name Chosen, and well, what can I say, he's also a solid Zerg here on Starcraft 2, and he's going to be facing against one of the top Europeans here playing Terran. It's going to be FXOSheth from Team Dignitas. Like I was saying, he's one of the most sharp and aggressive Terran players here on this side of the Atlantic, and he was formerly a Warcraft 3 player. He had the 2v2 team that was very famous back in the days, and he transitioned into Starcraft 2 doing quite well. He already took a win on one of the Intel Extreme Masters events. Also on the Gathering he did quite well and racked up some nice money there, meaning that we're here witnessing a really nice matchup, high-end gaming, and hopefully it's going to be a nice second match. Keep in mind that from Game 1 we had FXOSheth just dropping everywhere and applying the pressure on FXOSheth to the point of making FXOSheth GG, and well, he's now leading 1-0, and it's time for FXOSheth to take his decisions and grab the bull by the horns and take the win here, or else he's going to be in trouble and losing this series, obviously. For now, as you can see and following the building, we have on the FXOSheth side, he's going for 2 racks opening with a proxy racks, so meaning that he's going to probably prepare to try and make a bit of pressure onto FXOSheth build, and seems like he might be successful because FXOSheth went for a hatchery first. There's still no signs of the spawning pool, there it is just starting now, meaning that he's not going to have much of a defense. Obviously FXOSheth is more than used to this kind of situation, so I'm pretty sure he's going to have some way of defending this. Still, 2 racks opening is getting very popular amongst Terran players. It allows you to apply a lot of pressure early on, or you can even decide to just try to contain your opponent inside these bases, and at the same time you can expand on the back of that pressure. So we might be seeing 2 racks into fast expand, might be an option, or you can even see FXOSheth going for more and more racks and just keep piling up the marine count to the point of breaking FXOSheth or breaking his own economy. Obviously that might happen as well. For now, as you can see, we have a nice battle ensuing here. 2 SCVs, 1 Marine, fighting at the moment against 3 drones. First Marine comes, but he's just holding a bit on the back. Seems like that bunker that was applying the pressure is still not ready, and we have 5 drones trying to finish off that Marine, shooing it away. Well defended here by FXOSheth, trying to shoo away the FXOSheth's units, and now trying to get those workers here, the SCVs that are almost finishing off that bunker, and yes, they're going to be able to finish it, I would say. There it is, finally the bunker is finished, and it's time for FXOSheth to start pulling some units out. There it is, some Zerglings trying to get a surround on that Marine, but no, the Marine was able to enter the bunker, and now it's time to poke at prod at that bunker to finish it off, killing the worker, so no more repair works there. There's still another SCV, he needs to kill it off, and now he's going to be able to thwart this aggression. Well defended by FXOSheth. Notice that all the units from FXOSheth are now on the run back into the main base, while he still has these proxy racks. He didn't even lift it. He has a lot of units queued there actually, and still no wall off, but he has plenty of Marines here, so I'm pretty sure he might be having enough to fend off this small assault, this small skirmish by FXOSheth. He's gonna have to pull his forces back into his base, but still well defended by FXOSheth. He's playing out of 2 bases now, so very comfortable, and I don't think that FXOSheth is gonna try to pressure more, since I do see here on the back there's more racks coming down and the command center, so he's getting ready to expand, investing on his macro gaming a little bit. He's not committing way too much resources into this Marine push, though he has plenty of Marines here, and he's gonna try to focus the fire on the Spine Crawler. 2 Queens showing up, backed up by those Zerglings trying to shoo away the forces from FXOSheth, but there's still Marines here. They're focusing their fire on that Spine Crawler, killing all of those Zerglings that come close enough to be shot down by the machine gun fire, and now Spine Crawler and 2 Queens is just way too much for the Marine count from FXOSheth, forcing FXOSheth to pull back, while FXOSheth keeps increasing his drone count, but at the same time he's slowly transitioning into some roach play, and he's gonna get 7 roaches out, so I think that FXOSheth is getting ready to answer transfer back, fight back the forces from SjoW, and just push him back into his bases, while we do see SjoW just advancing with his command center to grab his natural expo, transferring some workers, and containing the moves from Sheth here. I don't think it's going to be for long, because as you can see, this roach count will be enough to just spew acid onto all of these marines, and it's time for SjoW to run back home. Exactly what he's doing. He's probably going to try to establish some defenses here in the entrance to his natural expo. There are 2 bunkers coming down, and probably going to try to make a standoff there to finish off this roach count. Keep in mind that it's only 5 roaches. There's some more getting streamed here on the back. One actually finding one of the marines that is still coming out of that proxy racks, but the marine turning the corner on the last second to avoid passing through the shrubberies and showing to that roach that there's a proxy racks on that area. And now we have a small fight here on the front of the natural exo from SjoW, with the marines fending off the roach aggression and Sheth going back again. Feels a bit like a ping-pong game at the moment. It's back and forth with marines at the entrance of the natural expo from Sheth and roaches at the entrance to the natural expo of SjoW. They keep going back and forth, trading armies, but still all small skirmishes. There's not that much of a unit count, and they're actually macroing and getting their economy game rolling on the back. As you can see, we do have kind of a gap here. We do have Sheth leading on the worker count by 5 at the moment, and a bit ahead there on the economy, though I'm pretty sure that when the mulage starts dropping there on SjoW side, that will get a nice boost and probably won't allow him to just don't allow Sheth to lead the economy game for much longer. Incoming the roaches, spotting that barracks, forcing it to lift and go into the main base, while here on SjoW side he's already clearing and getting ready to grab his 3rd. Apparently the wall-off is finished. Tech lab there, we might be seeing some marauders coming out soon. There they are. Tech labs on all the racks, interesting. I guess he's just getting a proper counter to that roach play, massing up some marauders to just destroy and annihilate all of the roach play that Sheth might throw at him, and taking care of his upgrades. Meanwhile, here on Sheth's side, let's take a look. Getting the 2nd layer of tech. There it is, the layer tech getting ready. Still only a small handful of roaches on the front of his base, and on the army count, 7 roaches, 1 zergling against 19 marines for marauders. So I do see that SjoW is committing more to his army, though Sheth is not that bad. Only 7 roaches is not the biggest army ever, obviously, but as you can see on the supply, we do have Sheth a little bit ahead, not by much, like 10 supply ahead or something like that, and SjoW is getting ready to go and knock on his door once more, while we do assist here a small group of zerglings advancing, probably for scouting purposes, taking a sneak peek at what's going on inside SjoW's bases. Oh, intercepting one of these marauders, and now a 2nd marauder helping out, so I guess that these zerglings won't be able to last longer with the marauder force that keeps flowing out of those racks, and SjoW grabbing his 3rd, building the command center directly into the place where it's supposed to be working, and I guess he's going to be playing out of 3 bases soon enough, with Sheth taking care of his rocks as well, so he is planning something similar to what SjoW is doing, but he is a bit late. This might translate into a nice stronger economy for SjoW later in the game. For now we do see that Sheth still ahead with 17 more workers, and he's probably going to prepare to make a nice worker transfer into that 3rd base, while we do see SjoW advancing with the scan, clearing that creep highway that Sheth was working on. There goes all the creep tumors down the drain, and all the forces reaching here the main entrance to the natural expo of Sheth. SjoW just blasting away all the units, forcing Sheth to pull his workers out of the mineral line, and here they come. Big aggression ensuing here by SjoW, trying to poke and prod at that roach force, but there's a big roach army there. 13 roaches now, so Sheth just reacting to the moves of this commando force that SjoW was sending on him, and massing up more and more roaches. Keep in mind that SjoW He's getting roaches, and Sheth, to answer back, is stacking down the marauder count. How many does he have now? Already 10 and 19 marines, meaning that he's trying to counter that roach play, or maybe force Sheth to transition into something else, and seems like that's gonna be exactly what's gonna happen. He's getting down the spire with those mutalisks. The mutalisks will just make mincemeat out of those marauders, so well played there. At the same time, taking care of those roach upgrades, the glial reconstitution, also already the flyer attack level 1 getting worked on, and the melee attack level 2, so his ground forces will be fairly solid, backed up by +1. Oh, here comes plus one flying units, plus one Mutilist. That's exactly what I was saying. And there's going to be a pincer attack here with the big Zergling force showing up from the north. Beautiful surround here by Sheth. And now the Roaches finishing off the bio forces from SjoW. Beautiful positioning there with a nice pincer attack, a double pronged attack on the forces on the army from SjoW, finishing it off so quickly, while we do see Sheth grabbing the hatchery on the third. The workers are just starting to mine it, but he's gonna be fine. 3 base play for the Zerg will be a stable economy for sure, will translate into a stable economy, especially with the count of workers that he has. He's still leading, though it's closer now, and as you can see, we do have now SjoW trying to balance on the economy and actually leading the way. The more bases, the more command centers, the more energy for mules, obviously. And while we witness here the harass on the back of the main base from SjoW, there's a big force advancing on the Natural Expo. I think I'm gonna have to transition the cameras and maybe use the picture-in-picture if the Mutalisk harass keeps going on. But for now, incoming all the forces here from Sheth. Roaches leading the charge into this third base, focusing the fire on that mineral line, but now they're gonna have to make a nice concave there to fight those Marauders, but it's just way too much, and the Marauders just chew through those Roaches so quickly. They just chewed those carapaces instantly with the concussive shells, and there was not much left of the Roach force that was trying to make a push into this third base. Now SjoW getting a bunker, getting some static defenses, some nice defensive positions to avoid any kind of aggression incoming from his opponent. Notice how Sheth has all of his overlords spread out around his opponent's bases, and I do see another big blob advancing here with the Mutalisks leading the way. They're gonna try to fly over that mineral line and kill as much as possible. Keep in mind that those Marauders cannot do a single thing, and this is just a brilliant counter here by Sheth, while the Zergling force tries to get a nice surround, and beautiful move here by Sheth, just grinding down all of this Marauder force with the Zerglings poking and the Mutalisks on the top, chewing it down, grinding down the Marauders, and forcing SjoW to send Marines here to finish off the aggression, while the forces from Sheth still poking and trying to kill some of these workers on the mineral line. Plenty of mutas, by the way, so this is going to be dangerous. Finally, there's a missile turret there in range to blast away the Mutalisk wing, but I think that Sheth racked up a nice worker kill count there. Oh yeah, 17 workers, not bad against 2 for SjoW, so doing quite well for now. And while he was advancing and harassing on that third from SjoW, he was expanding on the back, so double expand here. This one is almost finished, playing out of 5 bases, and this is going to be such a boost into his economy, while we witness at the same time there's the infestation pit, and I was noticing here that he's going to go for the final layer of tech. The hive tech is getting ready. Will we be seeing broodlords? Might be an option, but for now I do see that he's gonna try to harass once more the mineral line here on the third. There's not much of a force. Actually, SjoW was just pulling south with all of his forces, trying to assault Sheth, and at the moment he doesn't have much of a force here to defend, and seems like that SjoW is not gonna pull back. He's just keep heading south, while the forces, this Zergling wave from Sheth, keeps chewing down on this orbital command, and seems like he's going to be able to finish it off. Yes, it will. It's going to explode, and now finally we have the forces from SjoW reaching the south side of the bases from Sheth, and you're going to have a massive clash here. While you guys can follow what's left of the Zergling wing, that Zergling force on the north that was just able to finish off that third base and hold the progress on the economy from SjoW, forcing him to play out of 2 bases for much too longer. Keep in mind that we are getting close to 20 minutes, and 2 bases this late, it's not a good sign for the Terran player. Huge Mutalisk wing, look at this. Let me just take a look and see how many mutas does he have. 22 mutas, it's a lot of DPS there. And they're so fast. This is going to provide so much map control to Sheth, and at the same time he's just able to counter all of that Marauder play that SjoW was trying to apply on him. Look at them all trying to escape back north into the safety of the Natural Exo from SjoW. But like I was saying, I mean, SjoW has been working out of those 2 mineral lines for so long, and I'm pretty sure he's getting close to exhausted. This one is still fairly healthy, but this one is getting drained really fast. We do see the Mutalisk wing once again advancing to check if SjoW expanded to its third. It didn't, and the result is this one. Notice the difference on the worker count and on the income, obviously. Tremendous difference. I did saw some infestor play getting ready for Sheth. There's the infestors already getting produced. Still working on his upgrades, and again trying to rebuild the base that he lost on the south on that 6 o'clock position. While the Mutalisks trying to come down south, seems like we're going to have a massive confrontation here with the bioforces from Show trying to advance into the creep, and it would be nice for him to just make the creep recede, or else battles here against Zerglings with speed and so on will be really dangerous. Also, the Roaches already have Glial reconstitution, so that's going to be troublesome as well. So the bioforces are just slowly getting pinned on this center position. Though Show has control over the Zalaga Watchtower, obviously Sheth is just dominating most of the map and also keeping tabs on all the movements coming out of his main base. As you can see, he still has these very well positioned overlords also here on the top north, meaning that he's completely keeping tabs on everything that his opponent makes on inside his bases, and he can even send a sacrificial overlord if he feels like it to make sure that something is getting built, and at the same time he can harass all he wants on these mineral lines. I mean, these missile turrets, they're gonna be chewed down and put down by this Mutalist force so quickly, forcing here Show to run away with his worker force, while we do assist another big push with a big red blob here entering the south position, the south base from Sheth, focusing fire on this hatchery once more, and I guess it's gonna get destroyed. Yes, it will, while at the same time the reinforcements get intercepted in the middle of the map with the Mutalisk and Zergling force pushing down south and trying to get this bioforce done with. There's only a single siege tank. Oh, he's getting a nice containment position here on the ramp, just basically bottlenecking all of that Zergling and Baneling force destroyed, but now beautiful move with the infestors and the Mutalisks, destroying the Medivacs, finishing off the Bioforce, and not even that bottleneck position on the ramp was allowing a Show to withstand the pressure and the aggression, with the Banelings just clashing and smashing against that Marauder armors and the Marines flash, just melting away the wall that Show was trying to create, while at the same time he keeps massing up on his army. Look at the tremendous gap at the moment. Also, obviously, Show playing out of 3 bases for so long is just starting to get painful. He's even now going for some long distance mining, while we do see all the forces from Sheth intercepting the workers and roasting all of them. This is a huge Zergling force, and Show just on a desperate move trying to grab that rich mineral field, but no chance there. His bioforces are going to get intercepted by the Zerglings, fungal growth on top with the Marauders, and at the same time we have the Mutalisks destroying this command center that Show was trying to place on the rich mineral field to benefit from the income. Keep in mind that he's stuck on this 2-base play for so long. This is going to hurt his economy tons. Notice this, he basically doesn't have an economy, and I think this is going to be the final desperate move for Show. Another orbital command lifting. He's going to send it into a 3rd base. He just basically took it from here and trying to just establish his economy once more, but doesn't seem like Sheth is going to let him do any of that. As you can see, he's sending some Zergling scouts. He spotted everything going on here, and he might be sending his huge Mutalisk force up north once more to finish off that command center and kill any hopes and dreams that Show might have of maintaining himself on this game and take the victory here. For now, we do see the Mutas just focusing fire on all the buildings, while there's a big advance with the Zergling wave onto that 3rd, try to destroy that 3rd base from Show and deny once more any economy or any hopes of having an economy for him. So Sheth just multitasking brilliantly, dominating the game, Mutalisks harassing everywhere, and the Zerglings just chewing down all of the worker force and the building backed up by a single infestor, meaning that well, Show just had to GG out of this match. He didn't have much else to do. He was just starting to get some Thors, which would be an interesting counter to the amount of Mutalisks that we saw, but I haven't seen any Thor play during this game. I only saw a Thor coming out now on the late game, meaning that if he was planning on getting rid of that Mutalisk wing anytime soon, well, was way too late, needed to be earlier. And well, with this victory, Sheth just ties the series 1-1, and it's time for us to go for Game 3, the ace match. So stay tuned, see you guys all, have fun.